So greetings and a blessed new year to all. It's been a tough year gone. 2020 was quite intense, and I hope it will. If you've gotten to this point, then you've done really well. You've done really well to get to this point. So big up yourself. It's a new year, so let's start this new year with as much positivity as we can. I've been quite intentional about staying away from social media because I think too many of us are really drawn into this, online life. And we're forgetting that despite COVID and despite everything else, we're actually created as social beings, and we need time to connect. We need time to disconnect because some of us are too connected, and we need to find that time to find the real things in life that are actually free. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to pay for love. You don't have to pay for companionship. You don't have to pay for walks in the park. You don't have to pay for those things. Those things are free. So you can go out and do those things. All these things are part of our existence. All these things are what gives us that fuel, when we use up our emotional energy and when we are drained because we're not getting what we need, then time spent learning how to love somebody, learning how to allow somebody to love you is what's going to, boost you and what's going to reboot you and what's going to give you that fuel for your fire. So as the new year has started, I want to start it off in a positive way. I have just 4 questions for you. They are why, what, where, and how. And these are all questions based around how to find your why within your relationship and how to work out your actual purpose for being together. A lot of us are in relationships and we don't actually, we kind of stumbled on a relationship. My 14-year-old said to me not too long ago, she goes, Daddy, sometimes people get into relationships and they don't actually like each other, and then when they get into trouble now and when they find, things start getting a little bit tough and it needs, that energy to fight and it needs that togetherness to hold on because things are quite tough, then you find that they break up. But by then, Daddy, they already have children and all of that sort of stuff. That stuck with me. Azara was 14 when she said that to me. And it stuck with me because it's reality. It is so true. So many of us don't actually know why we're in the relationship that we're in. And as such, those relationships struggle to stay together. We struggle to stay with those people. We struggle to be happy with those people because we did the traditional thing, or we just did what seemed right at the time or what felt right at the time. So we didn't ask ourselves these questions. We didn't ask the other person these questions. We didn't take the time out to build a solid foundation where we could build and grow and elevate from. And then when the cracks start appearing, we don't have the necessary tools and skills to cover up those cracks, fix them properly, or to communicate your way out of those situations. And it's a struggle, and we can see it manifesting itself all over society. One thing, I was on an Instagram live on Sunday, and there was quite a lot of sisters on there, ladies, and they a lot of them said they didn't recognize that men had feelings too. Yeah. That's a bit crazy to me. We do have feelings. We have same amount of feelings as you. Sometimes, there's a major study going around that the majority of men are broken, especially black men, and that's for many reasons. I know I am one of those men. I was definitely broken. I was definitely, struggling with, just life, considering my feelings, acknowledging my feelings, dealing with my feelings, how to process my feelings. And I struggled to communicate my feelings to women because I didn't trust women. But that was deeper than that woman that I was with. That was my issue that I needed to unpack and to deal with before I got into a relationship. So that's just the kind of precursor to what we're going to get into. So let's start with the first question. The question is, why are you in your relationship? If you haven't asked yourself that, I suggest you do. I suggest you ask yourself that before you ask that to your partner, whether it be your missus or your husband, because it's an important question to know the answer to. Why are you in this relationship? What does this relationship, how does this relationship bring value and serve you? How does it bring value to your life? How does it serve you? How does it serve the other person? How does it serve the world on a bigger scale? It's important that you ask yourself that question, because again, too many of us kind of fall into relationship, and there's this thing about falling into love. It's not a real thing. You know, if you fall into love, that's a problem. Anytime you fall, that's a problem. So you need to grow into love. You need to, you know, manifest the goodness of that person and the goodness of yourself, and both of you coming together, creating a bond that is deeper than, you know, just this emotion that you've gone through at the drop of a hat, and you decided, okay, right, we're together now, and that's it. You need to figure out, why are you in this relationship? What do you want? Why do you want this specific relationship? Why do you want to be with this specific person? What does this specific person bring to my life? What can I bring to this person's life? That question is a serious question. Why are you in this relationship? If you can't answer that question, then, you know, you're going to have a problem at some point. If I give you my example, when I met my wife, I said, this is why I need a relationship, and I gave her the reasons. And, you know, she gave me her reasons, and then we kind of moved on from there. My reasons were, I needed somebody to love and somebody to love me. I needed to learn how to love somebody, and I need somebody to learn how to love me properly. Those were my reasons for being in a relationship. Everything else kind of finds its place in terms of my responsibility within the relationship and her responsibility. And what we have to realize that is, as relationships grow and as things kind of elevate, you kind of work out your different roles within the relationship. You know, I'm older than my wife, so I have kind of some traditional views on what my responsibilities are, and we discuss those things, and then we kind of find the middle ground that works for both of us. And it's important that you learn how to communicate within your relationship, because just because I'm traditional doesn't mean my wife is traditional. She's younger, so some of the things I grew up with doesn't mean that, you know, she necessarily even understands those things. So it's important that I have the level of communication skills that are necessary to give her the information she needs, so that she can translate that and give me what I need from her, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So that's the first question you need to ask. Why are you in this relationship? Ask that question to yourself, and then ask that question to your partner, and then have a conversation. I hope that makes sense. Number two, what do you want from this relationship? Right? So again, you might say it's a similar question, but it's really not. I mean, your what is different from your why. My why was very clear, because I didn't really, you know, feel like I have had the kind of love that I needed, and I was also running away from love, so I needed, that was my why. Now your what is a different thing. So what do you want from your relationship? Happiness, companionship, the ability to build something with somebody, the ability to grow with somebody. That's what you want from your relationship. Those are the things I want. So, you know what I mean? So those are my wants from a relationship. I want peace. I come home and I say all the time, you know, you're my peace, right? You're my peace. So when I come home, you're my peace. And my home, I kind of make it my fortress. So this is where I'm safe. This is where I'm protected. And my wife is my protector of my emotions within my relationship. So that's my what. You need to figure out that what you want from your relationship. What do you want? You know what I mean? If you don't know what you want, then it's difficult for somebody to provide that for you. So you need to be able to identify for yourself what you want from your relationship, in order to give that person the tools, the skills. And even if they don't have that, at least they have the information, so they can go away now and work out how to give you these wants that you have communicated, and vice versa. You need to ask the very same question. What do you want from our relationship, baby? Can you please tell me? And when she tells you, if you're not doing those things, then you go away and you work out how to do those things. If you are doing those things, you continue to repeat those things, and then you make sure that she's getting what she wants. I hope that makes sense as well. Where do you want to go with your relationship? Again, this is important. This is important. If your relationship is short term, then, you know, that needs to be communicated, because people live by their feelings. They're governed by how they feel. Whereas some people are able to intellectually just detach themselves from emotions, some people aren't. So it's important that you're able to communicate that to somebody who might fall in love with you again, fall in love with you as opposed to grow in love with you. You know what I mean? Where do you want to go? Do you want to build a future with this person? You know, me and my wife have major plans for a relationship, major plans. You know, we kind of plotted it out. And again, my wife is that type of person. She likes planning. She likes to know where she's going and the time scale and all of that sort of stuff. So it's important that we have those conversations all the time. Do you want children? You know what I mean? Do you want to build a house? Do you want to move to another country? Do you want to learn languages together? Do you want to build a business together? All of those things are what you want to know. Do you want to get married? When do you want to get married? You know, and if you don't want to get married, okay, you need to communicate that too. Where do you want to go with your relationship? All of these things are important, that you're able to communicate that to the person that you love. One, because that gives them impetus to go ahead and work as hard as they can on their relationship, because you got plans. You're going somewhere. You know what I mean? You're not just coming over on a Sunday evening, hanging out, watching Netflix, and then you're gone. No, this is a real relationship, and we're building something. And are you saving? How much money do you want to save? How much money do you want to save over what period of time? And how are you going to save that money? You know, how many children do you want to have? Do you want a boy or a girl? You know what I mean? All of these things are great conversations to have. And it feels good when you, at the end of that conversation, especially for women, because, you know, they just want to know that you're about something and you're going somewhere with your relationship. If it's just kind of, let's see how it goes, you know, it's difficult to get inspired and motivated by that. You need to be able to lead. As a man, you need to be able to lead. And if you're a woman watching this, tell your husband, you know, tell your boyfriend, you know, let's talk about this. You know, where are we going? Where are we going with this relationship? And if somebody's kind of shirking away from that question, then you need to think about that relationship. I truly believe, and I teach men, that you should be sure. You know what I mean? You should be sure, because she's looking to you for that safety. Women need safety in their relationship. And if you're not sure, then she can't be sure. She's unsure. And because she's unsure, she can't love you as hard and as good and as deeply as she needs to. So you need to be sure. You need to be leading. You need to say, right, this is where we're going. This is how we're getting there. This is how long it's going to take us. You know, this is the formula, and this is the vision. And you need to paint that picture big and bold so that she can see it. Where are you going? Make sure you answer that question for yourself. Then you can have that conversation with your missus, and then you can plan together, which is always a beautiful thing. And how are you going to get there? You know what I mean? How are you going to get to where you want to go? You know, I know me and my wife, we have major plans, and, you know, we've plotted out that graph, you know, so it's over this period of time. This is how we're going to get there. This is how much money we're going to make. This is how the money is going to come in. This is when we're going to do it. This is why we're going to do it. And all of these things are discussed. All of these things are planned out, and all of these questions are answered. So all that needs to happen now is to make the daily steps to get to those goals over a period of time. And then we work backwards from our timeline. And, you know, that's it. That's simply it. You know, you just need to answer these four questions. You know, why, what, where, and how, for yourself before you get into a relationship. And even if you're already in a relationship, it's always good practice to come back to these four questions, to just kind of refocus your relationship and deepen that bond, deepen that connection, deepen that feeling of togetherness, deepen that feeling of hope and aspirations and motivations, especially in this crazy time that we're living in. I mean, London's on full lockdown again, so we can't leave our house. We're not supposed to go anywhere and all of that sort of stuff. But life still continues. Love is still real. And we have to love each other. We have to love our men out there. We have to love our women. We have to make them feel love. We have to make them feel safe. Ladies, we need your respect. You have to respect us and love us as well. Men, you have to respect your ladies as well. But, you know, we value the different things differently. So that is it for me today. I hope it's been of value. I am truly blessed to have you, you know, listen and request these things, and I will continue to try and give you the information that I know works, and the information that hopefully will help you in the long-term progress and elevation of your relationship. So until next time, enough love, enough respect, and remember, write your own story. If you need any information, please just hit me up on Instagram, drop me an email on my website, Soul Andre or Ferguson, any relationship tips you need, or if you need relationship coaching or counseling, I am here for you. Enough love, enough respect. Take good care. Blessed love.